Hey everybody, Manny Talabear here. We're now on day 31, which is the last day of January. We're still in makeup, but what I'm going to do is just cover some key concepts, just do a little bit of review since this is technically the 31st day, and like I said, this is ending a month, and we've went over quite a bit of content in the last 31 days, and I can tell you, we're just going to continue to go over this and go over it and go over it until you get all of the key points down and you understand all of the components that you need to build something. And eventually, we will probably put them all in order and go through them over a day or two. But what I wanted to do though is just kind of touch base on a few things. The first thing we want to talk about is you do need to develop $1 million mindset. And the $1 million mindset is just knowing that this is the path that you want to take and that you want to do this. And you're not going to really let anything get in your way. And once you decide that, you need to basically become the person that you want to be, become the person that does this stuff. And in order to do that, I think, in my opinion, for me, watching a lot of other people who have actually done these things succeed. And so you can watch real people, and that's the reason I dropped the guru backstories in, or you can also watch movies and watch documentaries. I can give you some good ones. There's a movie called Gold by Matthew McConaughey. It's under the radar, but it's really good. It's basically a seven-figure climb type of a story, but there are many out there. I think Limitless is really good for mindset. I like Limitless. I like The Founder. I like Jobs, by the Steve Jobs documentary. And there are many like this. The Wolf of Wall Street, not really so much for me, not necessarily about the climb, but there's some things that you can take away from that. And so, like I said, what you want to do is you just want to constantly be watching people who have done this, uh, because the more people you see doing it, the more you know you can do it. And the other thing you can do is you've got to get in the ClickFunnels group. Even if you're not going to use ClickFunnels, you can get in the ClickFunnels group and you can friend a lot of those people in. Some of those people are accessible and you can talk to them. I think I've got probably 400 to 500 people on my personal friends on my personal Facebook page who have made over $1 million using the software and selling courses and coaching. And I haven't went in and added the number, but I might do that at some point. It might even be over 5,000. And some of those people actually talk to me in DM. And so, like I said, you got to surround yourself with people that you want to be like. And you got to basically decide you're going to do this. You're not going to let anything get in your way. You need to constantly focus on vehicle, audience, and offer. And we talk about this many, many times throughout the first 30 days. But you got to come up with the right vehicle that helps people solve a specific problem. You got to build an audience of those people, and then you've got to be able to make a compelling offer to those people that causes them to want to buy. We talked about money math in the previous video, and you really need to understand money math and how money math works in our space, and not just the path to $1 million as far as how many sales you need, but how many leads and how many leads you need. So how many opt-ins and how many buyers are going to come from that and what those things are costing you. You really need to understand those numbers. And you're not going to understand those numbers until you start doing these things. You need to get a proof of concept as quickly as humanly possible. And a proof of concept is that you created something and you can sell it. You can get in front of a group of people and you can cause those people to actually send you money through PayPal or Stripe or whatever source you're using, but you create something and you start selling it to people. And then the second part of that proof of concept is that people are willing to buy it. So one, you created something that you can sell, and two, you created something that people want to buy. This is the thing. You can be the best salesperson. You can create the best product in the world, but if no one is willing to buy it from you, you're not going to make any money. And then the other thing is you can be the best salesperson in the world, but if you don't create something that people really want, no one's going to give you the money for it. And so you've got to kind of constantly be focusing on those two things. And when we were talking about morning routine and doing things on a daily basis, the first thing that you need to really get down is your product. And the second thing, of course, you need to get down is the offer, and then put that and then start getting in front of an audience. And my advice to you, even if you're selling something low dollar, even if you're selling something for $47 or $97, my advice is do strategy sessions and sell it to people one-on-one. Get really good about at talking to people, because if you're going to sell high ticket, people are going to want to actually have a conversation with you sometimes. And then the other thing is, you're not going to get good at these things if you don't practice them. And so if you want to sell, you need to practice selling, even if it's a low dollar item. I would practice getting people on the phone. And the last thing we're going to talk about here is confronting your fears. And in my opinion, I think it's probably as important as anything you're going to do here. I think I talked about it earlier. Steve Larson said that, when you decide you're going to be an entrepreneur, a lot of character flaws blow up in your face, and you have to fix those things before you can move forward. You got to be able to navigate your own finances. You got to be able to get out of your own way, and you got to be able to do things and make moves. And a lot of that includes dealing with technology that you might not be comfortable with. So when I say things like collecting email from people who opt in on Facebook, uploading editing a product, rendering a product, uploading a product to Kajabi or Thinkific or Teachable or ClickFunnels. When I say those things, if those things put fear in you, that's the thing that you really need to focus on. Like, I would knock down the fears as quickly as possible. And what you need to do is you need to make a list of all the fears you have, and you need to get over those. Like, if you're scared to get in front of a camera and articulate content, you're gonna struggle. I have people all the time who message me and say, Manny, I don't want to be the face of the product. Can I do this without being on camera? Can I create a product and sell it without being on camera? Well, you can create it easy. Now you can use Camtasia and PowerPoint. There's many different ways to do it, and you don't have to be on camera at all. But if you're going to sell it, you're going to need to be on camera. You can't get around that part of it. So to create the thing, don't have to be on camera at all. To sell it, you're going to need to be visible. There are no silent rock stars. You can't hide in a corner and think that people are going to notice you and just want to give you money. You got to have a voice. You got to be loud. And if you're loud, you're going to attract some of the wrong people. You're going to attract haters. It's part of the deal. Like, a lot of these things are part of the deal. Haters, part of the deal. Being recognized by people who you have no idea who they are, part of the deal. Like, you're going to be a little famous in a niche. And so if some of those things you're just going to have to deal with. You're going to get hate mail. You're going to get hate mail in the DMs. Your DMs are going to blow up all the time. I used to get 25 to 30 cold DMs a day of people just trying to sell me. And it's down some, but I still get a lot. And so it's just part of what you're going to deal with. But we're going to end out, and I'll see you on day 32. And thanks a lot.